If you're watching this video, chances are you have suffered from emotional distress or you know somebody that is or has. My name's Kylie and I live in Perth, Western Australia, and I want to share some of my story so that you can have hope that you don't have to feel the way that you do, and there is definitely light at the end of the tunnel. About 2.5, 3 years ago, my life started to just spiral out of control. And I thought I was the type of person that was, pretty in control of things and can solve most of my problems myself. But after I had children, that significantly changed. I struggled coming to terms with being a mum. And when my son was about 2.5, I had my daughter, and they were both kind of difficult children, so that made things worse. Plus we don't have family here, so that didn't help. But it was kind of more than that. I was really hurting inside. From the outside looking in, my life probably seemed pretty perfect. Had a great husband, had beautiful children, and I kind of put that out into the world too. I kind of, portrayed myself as quite confident and happy, but I certainly wasn't that inside. I felt miserable. I felt absolutely miserable. I felt worthless as a person. I felt worthless as a mum, which is just a devastating feeling. I felt really hopeless and incredibly lost. And I got to the point where I was having emotional meltdowns on a daily basis where, I had to get up every day and tend to my kids, so I had a reason to get out of bed. I didn't want to, but I had to. In saying that though, I wasn't the mum I wanted to be to my kids. I wasn't there emotionally, and sometimes I wasn't really there at all. I was kind of just a zombie. That's certainly how I felt. But I thought I could fix it. I still thought I could fix it myself. I thought, you know what, Kylie, you've got a really good life. Just get over it. Just pick yourself up. And I tried, but I would just fall back down. I had this internal struggle inside where, I felt my life should be really good. It was good, but I just didn't feel it. I felt really, just a lot of pain, internal pain, and a big struggle between the expectation of that I should feel really happy and be really grateful for what I had, but I certainly didn't feel that way. I felt very, I looked in the mirror and hated what I saw. I felt really unworthy. I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to be a mum to my kids. Just didn't really want to live. So eventually I got to the point where I did actually have thoughts of ending my life and ending my children's lives. But thankfully I didn't bring myself to do that. I did try and get help, and went to my doctor, and I got counselling and did all sorts of different things, and they kind of helped. It helped to talk to people, but it didn't solve anything. I got home and I still had cranky kids. I still had all the crap that I was kind of dealing with. I still had stupid thoughts running through my head. I still had lots of negativity kind of around me, and it didn't change anything. And I still felt hopeless. I still felt unworthy. And I couldn't. If I tried to make changes to fix things, it just didn't seem to work, and it just made me feel even more miserable. And I became someone that I never, ever, ever thought that I could ever become. And I got really angry. I became a really angry person, and I took it out on my kids, and I took it out in rages. And I look back now, and I'm sure that my kids thought that I was a monster, and that absolutely tears me up inside, because I was absolutely horrible to them, and that's really scary, really, really scary. So I knew I had to do something, and I knew I couldn't fix it myself. I tried, I just couldn't. I couldn't dig myself out of the hole, and it was starting to scare me, because I was quite scared for not only my own life, but for my children's. So thankfully I found Terry, and the amazing work that she's doing. And it's been a journey, but I'm in a really, really, really good place. Previously, I used to play, I used to be a victim. I used to play a victim kind of role. I used to think, why me? Why do my kids drive me crazy? Why does it, why do I feel so crap? Why do I feel so miserable? Why is this happening to me? Why was I put in this, why was I put on this earth to be miserable and live a miserable life? It was very much why me. And Terry's work has totally taken that away. So those feelings are gone. I don't play the victim anymore. I don't feel like a victim anymore. I don't feel like a victim to this world. I don't feel like a victim to my emotions or to my feelings. That has all just disappeared, just absolutely gone. And what I've got is like a better version of me. I don't have those negative thoughts. They are just gone. And that's amazing, because one day they were there and the next day they were gone after Terry's work. I have amazing clarity in my mind, and if things aren't going well in my life, do you know what? I can change them. I can make a choice and I can change them. Previously I couldn't do that. Couldn't dig myself out of the hole I was in. What else has it done? I still have the same challenges, and I still have the same hardships in my life. So they haven't changed. They're still there. But how I deal with them are really, really different. I don't have that pain inside. I don't have that internal struggle about how I should be and how I feel. How I portray myself to the world is now how I feel inside. I'm a happy person. I'm very grateful for what I have. I'm very grateful for Terry, for the work that she's doing, because it can absolutely change people's lives, and it's absolutely changed my life. I don't think I would be here if I hadn't have found Terry's work. So that's the aim of sharing my story, is to let people know that it doesn't have to be the way it is. Do you know, if you're feeling lost, lonely, sad, helpless, to get out of your situation, you can. You can change things. It can change. And Terry's work can definitely change it for you. But, whatever journey you decide to take, I wish you the best of luck. And thanks for listening to my story.